What's up everybody, how's it going? And welcome back to another episode of Car Rant. Today we have a lot going on with the 240. In case you could not tell by the sounds outside, it is definitely the throes of the summer and fall transition because there are still cicadas, but they're not as loud. Right now I'm currently waiting on Ian to get here. He's going to be helping us out with bringing the 240 back to life. I'm really stoked because unfortunately the 240 has sat here for quite some time. This poor beast, a lot happened. Our hands were forced with the brakes because one of the rear brakes completely seized to the point where it literally was lighting the brake caliper lightly on fire. It sometimes happens with reman things. I'm not blaming the company or anything like that. In fact, we actually have a new hypothesis as to what happened, and it actually involves our brake master cylinder just giving up entirely, solely for the fact that that brake master cylinder is a 240 brake master cylinder that's inside the car and not a Z32 one, which means that it was unevenly braking, putting too much braking pressure on the rears instead of the fronts, because it was easier to send the pressure to the rears instead of the fronts. I feel like the fumes from what went down in there is what killed these tree branches nearest the car. Have you seen this? Have I shown you this?
Oh yes, remember?
Let's see how bad it got.
Pulled it apart.
Oh, that's right, we did start pulling it apart. So, when it blew up, do you see the black dust, the fine bits of nasty that are everywhere? That's the belt, or at least what's left of it. I mean, now if we really wanted to replace the AC compressor belt, we have all the access in the world. Because we don't have to take anything apart. But yeah, we're gonna have to take this guy. I'll probably end up handling cleaning this because nasty solvents is my specialty. So we'll set him over there. But yeah, this is gonna be fun. At least he'll be easy to take out for the most part.
Wait, who?
This master cylinder here.
Oh yeah.
We just have to find a nice little bucket to drain that fluid, because as far as I'm aware, this is mostly brand new fluid. Yeah. So
well, it's going to be all brand new fluid anyway, because when we do this, we have to, when we pull the master, we have to re-bleed everything.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
I brought a fun little tool for that.
Oh, toys? Santa brought toys?
Favorite tool for
a speed bleeder. I haven't seen one like this in a long time.
Yeah.
OEM tool, so hopefully it doesn't break after the third use.
I figured I'll get a use out of this one and it'll be good.
Yeah, well, we're also going to need to do it to another vehicle in the near future. But that's a video for another day. Oh, I just missed that. Did you literally just leak on everything?
Yep, literally.
No.
Wasn't meaning to.
It's all good. Bobber's still good. That's a good sign. That, on the other hand, is black. That's not a good sign. Not exactly a quiet car, are you? Cheers, mate. So the goal for today is to finish what we started, because we are now a little up against the clock. We got to try and get Kintsugi back to Round Hill at Ishmael's house so we can make sure that she can be there for when the weather gets bad, because out there's a nasty road that erodes like it's a canyon of some kind that constantly forms. It's pretty bad, but we got to make sure that can get there while the road is still in decent shape before it gets tore up from the floor up and we can't get it through all the deep potholes. So in the couple of weeks we picked up some odds and ends for the car. When we tried to start it up last time we were out here, there was some mad lift protect, so we're just adding in some fuel system cleaner to make sure there's nothing in the lines that might be potentially blocking something, whatever. It's just to kind of top things off. Power steering fluid, that's enough to resupply it and keep it all nice and tight. You already know. And then some Daco belts. These are, well, Carquest Dick, you know what I'm talking about. These are the belts that got damaged and need to be replaced under the hood. So we should be good to go with that. Under the hood here, I went ahead and got started. Ian got some bricks for us so we can actually keep the car from moving. But we knew that we needed to replace the AC belt when we first got this car, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago now, however long it's been. This is how old this belt is. That it's literally ribboning and it's stress fracturing everywhere you look on this thing. It is completely, without a doubt, roached, even missing sections of teeth. We had to cut it because it just was that bad. Yeah, this is why you check your belts, people. This is why you check your belts. Disrespect. This guy.
Don't blame me for that.
We got the belts on, right? We got the new belt for the AC, and we reattached the water pump / alternator belt. He goes to pick up the new power steering pump, and it just leaks old fluid all over the. You said you need an 8 mil?
I need an 8 mil.
All right, I got you.
I need a new life.
So we're finally done with the belt side of things. We've got fluid in there. We primed the pump itself with some fluid in it. Now all we've got to do is start the car later on to make sure that that all is flowing, working correctly. We'll know instantly because we can just put the steering wheel on and turn. So that'll be a huge plus. Now we're gonna get started on the actual difficult part of the job, which is the brakes. As mentioned in a previous video, we know for a fact that not this one, but this particular brake seized up entirely and actually was eating through the rotor itself. So we've got a new master cylinder. It's for a Z32, so it'll balance everything out correctly this time. And also Z32 brakes for the back that are both 4 and 5 lug routed, so we can switch back and forth if we need to for hubs and wheels and all that stuff. Good sir, what have ye?
Master cylinder.
For a
Z32.
AKA 300ZX.
Okay.
He forgot what the model car
300ZX, Z32. I'm sorry, I say Z32.
So what we're doing now is trying to pull out, is that guy?
Yeah, we'll pull that out.
So
what we have to do is we have to pull this out, and they came with, so these two have your inverted flares. The center guy is capped off. However, that's a bubble flare.
yep.
And you can go to Z1 Motorsports, I think it is.
Something like that.
And they make a insert that'll let you use your stock
Your brake line that pre-exists in the chassis.
yeah, and you'll have a it's basically another inverted piece that presses in. However, we didn't have the money to do that, so we're going to do something that I did on my car, which is we're going to take this guy, which is a bubble flare, cut him off as close as we can, set him in this side in there first, so that way the little stem that comes off here presses into the inverted flare on the stock brake lines and seals up. I did it on my car, it hasn't leaked.
And that was done
March.
And it's now September, almost October. So I'm thinking we're all right. So that happened. That is focus camera. That is nasty. It's a good thing we're changing out the brake system anyway on this car, I guess.
Dude, look at the inside of that.
Yeah, it's completely corroded, nasty. Out with the old, in with the new.
I'm gonna assume that's what they are. But
Let's just say it's been a long time since we touched this car. And while those Ultimax brakes in the front look great, yeah, those rotors not so much. By the way, shout out to anyone who remembers when we put that in. All this crazy suspension, Fortune coils and full voodoo arms and all that. If you remember, you're a real OG. Guess who's back in town?
You're the one that keeps leaving.
I know. Look at that. Fresh, clean hardware. Oh, such a nice look and feel. He's currently bolting everything up so that we can try and put the wheel on and make sure everything fits correctly, and honestly just get this side finished up, finalized. We did have steel braided lines on our side, but We got fresh ones that bolt to the Z32. I will say this, we don't have an e-brake at all right now because it requires a different hub for us with a different e-brake line, so that'll be different. So normally pads should not be this far worn in. If you saw the other side, that should tell you how badly this size seized up, because that is full on glued now, metal to metal. That is a bad day. Whoop. Oh my God! Look at there's not even a gap on this side. Oh, that's so bad.
That's metal on metal.
That was straight metal. We took a breather from the brakes so we could actually like start the car. Yeah, we had the payment slip for sit back, but good news is pump works. That's a really healthy pump. It's sticking to our fluid nicely. We're pretty sure that we're good on the fluid level that's in there, but we're definitely going to take a lap around the lot once we get finished cleaning the front brakes. That way we can actually go and see how well this thing's handling itself. You don't have your keys?
They're in the church.
Gotcha. Look who came out to play today. You haven't been on a video in almost the whole season.
Yeah. It's been a crazy year.
You excited to try this since you haven't been in this car in months?
Can't even open the door.
I haven't heard this car from the outside in a minute. There it goes. Old gas, you know. Ishmael's first ride in Kintsugi in months. I was borrowing it when it broke. Dude. He hasn't been in it since the upgrades were made. He's losing traction because of how bad those tires are. That thing's so zippy. I'm often the driver, so seeing it move on its own is crazy. The sun visor came down. Having fun? That's a grin of success. That's a happy face. After a short cool down period to let the car kind of quiet itself back down, we then just proceeded to finish bedding in the brakes and brought the car home. At first, the brakes were noisy. We thought we maybe didn't bleed them correctly or something was wrong with the pads maybe from sitting for a little bit, we don't know. But as time went on, the brakes started to quiet down. The braking also improved, and even Ishmael kind of had to admit that those brakes were a lot better than we thought they would be. Now, with that said, we are going to have to get used to this new master cylinder, as it feels as if it almost has like two-stage braking in it, where there's the initial and then there's like another bite to it. Ishmael was talking about a potential brake fade that he was feeling when he was on the road trying to merge into traffic, trying to bring the car back to Roundhill, but it seems like that was the only instance where he felt an initial fade and then it just locked up entirely again. As it probably should be mentioned, this car does not come with ABS, and we don't have an e-brake, so we really need these brakes to do their job well, or else it could be a potentially hazardous situation. Now, with that said, moving forward into the future, we do have some good news and some good stuff coming for this car. A 5-lug conversion that will give us an e-brake, new wheels and tires, and possibly even more suspension stuff as well. It's just all in preparation for the heart and transmission that we plan on putting inside of Kintsugi to really elevate its game to where we want it to be. The whole point of the car is to fix it with gold, right? Kintsukuroi is the art of repairing something with gold, knowing it's more valuable now than when it started. And realistically, when we first got this car, it was in bad shape. Even the paint is starting to die on us now after being in the sun for so long. But the reality is, it's worth more to us now than it ever was in the beginning, because we've come so far with it and we've had so many good stories of taking it to meets, driving it around, and just all around enjoying the cruise that you get while behind the wheel of that car. And now we want to take it even further with even better modifications to fully complete said art in Kintsugi. With all of that said, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed, please let us know down below. Let us know your thoughts. Any 240 drivers that are out there and you're watching this video and we're curious about some things or have questions or comments, please, we want to hear from you guys down below because we have a lot more 240 stuff coming in the future. Especially something that's a bit more unorthodox for an S chassis, which we'll talk about in the next episode because I want us to have some really cool stuff for you guys in the future to look forward to. With all of that said, thank you all for watching. God bless you guys, and we'll see you next time. Peace! Yeah?
Still work here. Yeah, I didn't turn up too bad.
No, that's also because these tires are like absolute crap now that they're like 3 years old now, right?
Yeah.
Something close to
Older than that.
Are they?
Because we got those
We got these from
in
the
order
red
to
car.
get this car.
The red car.
Yeah.
Man, dude, that is like 3 years ago.
Well, it feels good. Feels good to be back in it.
It'll feel even better with real tires on it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.